Hey, what's up guys? This is Jake at Dream Rides. We got a dyno tune going on today on this 23 Road Glide. So we're going to be going over some of the key features of a dyno tune and the benefits they provide. This bike has a S&S 128 kit in it, a Woods 22 XE cam. So follow along, watch how we get these dyno tunes knocked out and benefits we can bring to you. Alright guys, so we made our first set of kind of power pulls on this, to see a before power, so we have a reference to what it made pre-tune versus after. One of the big things on these first pulls that we want to go through is actually the map load normalization process in the tune itself. So if you look at the chart up here, we have this line here is going to be our pressure, our actual ambient pressure at our elevation. What we want to do is open up and go to your map on your manifold your manifold absolute pressure. And what we're looking at here is essentially we want this manifold pressure to match our actual pressure that we experience at our elevation. Part of this is actually calibrating the map sensor itself. The better you have this calibrated, the more accurate your tune is going to be, the more accurate it can measure air and volume moving into the motor. So this is a big step, and some places miss out on these little critical pieces that put together a great tune. All right, so after our first power pull, we do have a couple things to kind of go over. One of the most important things, obviously, while we're tuning is air-fuel ratio. So on our first pull, prior to starting this tune, after the 128 kit was already done, the AFR is kind of all over the place. At low end, we have super lean areas in the map, and then we start kind of dipping into some rich spots, and especially super rich up in the high RPM. Now, when we're tuning, our target air-fuel ratio is going to be set to 13:1 AFR, and this just gives us a static air-fuel ratio that we can achieve. That way the ECM has an accurate map to read off of when we go back in and change our air-fuel ratio table to an appropriate table. Like I said, having that static map to start with gives us a baseline that the ECM can actually read and use for its formula to make its calculations later down the line. But in all these areas where we're super lean and super rich, it is going to affect power and what the bike is putting out. The other thing is when we're tuning, we are tuning for efficiency. An efficient motor is going to be a cool motor, and it's also going to be a motor that's capable of producing power. All right guys, day 2. So yesterday we ran into some issues. DynoJet's servers went down, so we kind of had to stop where we were at in the tune. But we're gonna get back at it today, get this thing finished up, get it out on the road. All right guys, so we had a little hiccup on the dyno. While we're making some power pulls, found the clutch was slipping on this bike. So while we got it up here, we're just gonna real quick swap out these clutch plates. We're gonna go with some DP clutches along with a Trask power plate, give them some extra spring pressure and a better friction surface area to work with on this clutch to help everything hold together while under heavy load from, obviously making more power in this build compared to what he was at before. All right, so when we were making our power pulls, like I said, we noticed the clutch was slipping. And there's a couple ways that you're gonna realize that. One is you're gonna feel it on the bike itself. But the other thing is it's reflected on your graphs when you're making your pulls. As you can see, as we come up in torque and we're coming out, you see it ever so slightly wants to dip between 3,000 and 5,000 RPM. But the real telltale here is going to be this spike in your torque and in your horsepower. Right around there, it actually started to grab again, and then just due to cam characteristics started to drop off in power. But that is an obvious telltale that you're having clutch slippage. There is one other way to double check. Instead of viewing power and torque, you're actually going to go back and you're going to have a look at speed versus your engine speed. As you can see on the speed line here, once again, you get that same kind of jump that you're getting on the graph, and that is a telltale sign that your clutch is slipping under 100% load. All right guys, so we got this tune all finished up. We had some really great results out of this bike in terms of our before and after. Before, we ended up making 115 horsepower and 129 foot-pounds of torque. Like I said, that was after the 128 kit was installed. So we didn't have a before pull on a stock motor. He already had some work done prior to that. However, after, we ended up making 124 horsepower and 144 foot-pounds of torque. So, I mean, we're looking at a 9 horsepower increase and 15 foot-pounds just off of a proper tune. As you saw in the video, you know, we do go in and we're adjusting the VE tables and everything to get the proper AFR. Another little behind the scenes is, did make some adjustments to timing. Does help throughout the tuning process, does help create a little bit more power. But overall, man, this bike came out great. The sheet looks great on this. The graph is killer, super smooth. The power delivery is awesome. So this is what we can do for you with a proper tune. Come see us.